Howdy! Welcome to the Whiskey Butler. I'm your host, Wesley Butler, here to serve you a little whiskey wisdom. We're on another road trip today. We're in Knoxville, Tennessee. Wanted to try some Tennessee whiskey in Tennessee, so met Rod Parton here, owner of Zone Distilling, and he has agreed to tell us a little about Zone Distilling, and maybe we'll get a taste of some Tennessee whiskey. So, Rod, thank you for joining the Whiskey Butler today. Now, first off, why is this place called Zone Distilling?
We called ourselves Zone Distilling. I spent 8 years in the military. 5 was with the 82nd Airborne Division, so I'm an old paratrooper. Okay. And that's where Drop Zone came from.
That makes a lot of sense.
Everything has to be on a drop zone. All your supplies get reissued on a drop zone, so what a better place to pick up your whiskey than on a drop zone.
Did any whiskey ever get delivered to you in a drop zone?
I shall neither confirm nor deny. If it got delivered in there, we brought it in.
Okay. That sounds good. All right, so we were here. We had some fellow Aggies join us while we were here tasting all your stuff. You got moonshine, and well, actually, we had a lot of moonshine when we were out there. We had your original 110 moonshine, right? Yes, it's called Original 110, right?
The Legacy Series 110 goes back to my great granddad.
Okay.
So I'm a 4th generation moonshiner, and
fourth generation.
That's where that comes from.
Wow.
My dad was he was 3rd generation, but he was more of a bootlegger. He was a major bootlegger, and he ran a lot of liquor. He was chased by a lot of people. One of the revenuers down in Chattanooga that chased him all the time. Every time he got stopped, he was always empty coming back home. And he told him that, he said, just remember, he said, you've got to get lucky every time. I just have to get lucky one time.
Oh, wow. Well, those sound like great stories to tell at Thanksgiving and Christmas around the dinner table.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
We just drink it.
And one of the other moonshines we had was your grandmother's apple pie recipe?
My grandmother's apple pie.
Yes. Okay. Grandmother's apple pie. And you guys still use that recipe when you're making the apple pie moonshine today?
She actually made the cut for it, was cooked on a stovetop. We actually cook it on a stovetop exactly the way she did, right down to the exact ingredients that she put in it.
Okay. What kind of apples?
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith apples. I love me some Granny Smith apples. All right.
That's why we call it Granny's apple pie.
Okay. It makes sense. Okay, so we were out there, and while we were out there tasting, you mentioned that you guys are going to the Chicago Spirits Festival. So tell me a little bit about how that came to be.
So we entered our spirits in competitions last year. We will only have been open for 1 year legally. Illegally, I started when I was 14, but we started entering our spirits in competition. One of the ones was the USA Spirit tasting, and we actually pulled 4 awards from them.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So they have invited us up for the International Spirits tasting. So we'll have people from all over the world coming to taste different products.
Wow! Congratulations. What 4 whiskeys or moonshines won when you submitted them?
Our Legacy 110 won gold with 90 points.
Okay.
Our Rye Moonshine, it won gold with 92 points.
Oh, wow.
Granny's Apple Pie took a double gold, and then our vodka took a silver.
Really?
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So you got your awards. You're going to Chicago, but you seem like the kind of guy that might want to take something different. Are you taking anything different to the Chicago Spirits Festival?
You've always got to have an ace in the hole.
You always got to have an ace in the hole.
Got to have an ace. So what we have done is the Legacy Series Moonshine, which was my great granddad's. We decided to barrel that.
Okay.
So that is going to be our first bourbon whiskey coming out. Oh. Then we have barrels back here that are set aside for 2 and 4 years, and those will be our first straight bourbons. Made off of his recipe for his shine. So we'll actually turn his into a whiskey.
A bourbon whiskey.
A bourbon whiskey.
Okay.
And then my granddad was always known for making rye moonshine.
Okay.
So we've actually barreled his, and his will be coming out as our first rye whiskey. And so that's what we'll be taking with us and you will actually be one of the first ones to taste this before it goes to the world.
All right, let's roll it in here. Oh, don't want to spill it. Oh yeah, there we go.
Just remember, if you spill alcohol, it's alcohol abuse.
It's alcohol abuse. There's a country music song that Kip Moore, Justin Moore is like, it's alcohol abuse if you pour it down the drain. I love that line. All right, so we got the rye here.
So this will be our rye.
All right. Now, which one do you like best?
I like the rye. I've already partook of a little bit of it before we brought it over here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try the bourbon first.
And if anybody's thinking about going in the Army and being a paratrooper, just so you know, I was the same height as him before I went to jump school.
Just something happens, huh?
86 jump later, this is where I'm at.
I like it. Okay, so Don, I don't want you to disclose any family secrets, but how many grains do we have in this bourbon here?
That is 3 grain.
3 grains.
Predominantly corn.
Okay.
Which it has to be.
Clearly, yep.
52% corn to be
51, but okay. But we got more than 51 in here.
Oh yeah, we throw the little extra.
We throw a little extra in here. What are my other 2 grains?
Your other one is going to be rye.
Okay.
So corn and rye will be the 2, and then we've got a 3rd grain in there. It's a barley.
Okay.
That we kind of use to kind of smooth it out on the.
Ooh, I like that. And this won't even. I mean, this is what you're taking to the Spirits Festival. But what you sell to the public is actually going to have aged even longer.
Right. Oh. Well, no, these right here are ready to bottle. So
these are ready to bottle.
So our bottles came in this week. We're waiting on labels, so we've already pulled these from the barrel. Reason being is because we are doing an authentic Caribbean rum. So our rum that we've made, we have actually put the rum in these barrels that these came out of. So
it's going to be rum aged in bourbon barrels.
Whiskey barrels, because that way it'll pull a little bit of that flavor in it, but then it'll also have that color. So the barrel will actually, so when we do our spiced rum, we don't put made with artificial flavors and artificial coloring. Ours will actually be real ingredients and barrel aged for color.
You mentioned to me earlier that there's 2 curse words that you don't like said in your shop. What were they?
Oh, mercy. Two bad words that we do not say here on the Drop Zone is we do not say grain neutral spirits, and we do not say sourced, because we make 100% everything that we do, we make here.
That's right. That's what we do at the Drop Zone. Yeah.
Get you some.
All right, so now I'm going to try this rye. Ooh, that rye has a different flavor to it. Now, how much rye do we? So, is this 3 grains too, or is this?
No. So that's rye. But what we did when we put the, I actually put some light char sticks in there, so it gives it that little kind of like a little hint of vanilla maybe on the back end.
Yeah.
So that's what you're tasting. That's a really.
So I will say, because I had the rye moonshine out there, and it wasn't my favorite. I like the legacy one better. But I'm assuming this is the same recipe.
Exact same recipe.
But now we've got the char sticks, and we've been in a barrel. So I actually I like the bourbon better than the rye. I mean, I do like rye in general, right? But of these 2, I would probably actually pick the bourbon over the rye. But I like this rye better than I do like the rye moonshine now. Give it to the char sticks or give it to that barrel aging.
It's the barrel, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the barrel, but
the barrel gives it the character and the flavors and everything.
Definitely, awesome. And you said you maybe said that there was a 3rd ace in the hole that you had.
We do have, which it's not ready, but we have gone ahead and kind of got ahead of the curve. So we've actually created our first American single malt.
Okay.
I went to ADI conference in Las Vegas a few weeks ago, and one of the things that they talked about was American single malt. And they said if your distillery is not already making it, then you need to get on board and get it made, because they're saying in the next 5 years, and this is coming from the experts, so don't hate the hater, everybody's going to hate, that in the next 5 years that the American single malt will be the new bourbon. Because they are saying that the market is so inundated with
saturated.
That it's just being overrun, and people are going to be looking for, like the tasting that we're going to for everything international, they're looking for that American single malt. So basically, American single malt is a Scotch We just can't call it Scotch
Because we're not in Scotland.
because it has to made in Scotland, but in Scotland they have to use American oak barrels. So go figure.
Oh, wow. Well, I will say the American single malt is catching on because, you know, I drink a lot of whiskey, right? And I've noticed a lot more American distillers have a single malt. And I've had a lot of international whiskeys that are single malts too. So it's definitely an acquired taste. But I like my already acquired taste of bourbon. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this while I thank Rod
Thank you.
for letting us film today and tasting the whiskey here. Thank you for your service. And thank you for watching The Whiskey Butler. Please share with your friends, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, click the bell when you subscribe so you're always notified of future episodes. And if you're ever in Knoxville, Tennessee, check out Drop Zone Distilling. Bourbon, rye, single malt coming to you, and they got plenty of moonshine, all right?
And you can purchase this on our website, which is drinkdropzone.com. So if you're not here in Knoxville and you want to give this a try, it'll be available on our website.
Listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about. Catch you later.